Okay, for number 19, I want to talk about how I made these buttons up here. It's really, really easy to do. They look like buttons, but they're actually not. They're just really basic images. So check this out. This is awesome. Okay, and a lot of people will code and use Visual Basic and all that stuff. I'm going to teach you a simpler way. Okay, you go here to Insert Shapes, right? And you get something that looks like a button. That looks like a button to me, right? And then what you do is you draw the button, okay, like that, okay. And then what you can do is you name it something. So I'll write here button. And then you can make the font size bigger, centered, that sort of thing. So I go to Home, Center, and make it a lot bigger that way. Okay. And you're like, well, wait a second, Chris. Your button looks cooler than the one I just created. Well, what you do is you select the button. See how shape format appears? Watch when I deselect it. Button. Shape format appears. You click on shape format. Okay, and if this is too fast for you, just slow it down the audio speed in the bottom right-hand corner of the Udemy video player, please. Okay, and speed me up too if I'm going too slowly. Sorry. Okay, and then what we do here is you select here, and then you have presets. You can make it a shadow. I like to actually have what's called B-level. Right, so it looks like it's kind of 3D. See that? Isn't that cool? Right? But you'll notice when I click on here, that's a button still. Okay, let me go home and go back to here. Here, yeah. So that's not really a button yet. It's still an image. In order to change the color, all you do is you go Shape Fill here. Okay, and let's pretend that you want to use the exact same green that I have there. It actually doesn't appear here. I had to add the color, right? And the reason I selected this green, sorry to nerd out here, is I initially had this one, and that's a little bit distracting. I thought, well, Microsoft uses the green up here, which is not distracting. How'd they get that color? And so what you do is you go here to Shape Fill. It's a paint can, okay? And then you're like, well, I want more fill colors. They don't appear there. And then you select this, right? That's just kind of like an eyedropper. Go up here and you grab that color. And that's what I did to get the color there. It's pretty neat. Okay, now the fun stuff. How do we add logic behind that button to jump somewhere? So what you do is you right click and you say, hey, make a hyperlink for this guy. And then you create a hyperlink and it'll jump somewhere. Before I show you that, I need to show you one more really cool thing, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new tab. See here? Insert Sheet. That's new tab. Okay, let's call it Sheet 5. That's fine, okay? And then what I'm going to do is let's, this is pretend, wish I could spell, data. Okay, then I'm going to name this. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to name this cell A1, right? Chris says this is A1, okay? That's what it's called. And when we're creating our models, right, we're going to use this a lot so that we can speak English to Excel. We could say divide, this by that instead of saying divide column 1 by column, or row 1 by row 5. Don't worry, it'll make a lot more sense to you soon, okay, as we go through modeling. Okay. So remember that. Let's go back now. And let's add logic to this button. Because right now, if I click it, nothing happens. We right click and we say, okay, give me a hyperlink. Okay. And so you're like, well, what do I do? How does it know where to go? You go to this document. Okay. We go down here, like these are tabs. Define name. Chris says this is A1. Right, you click OK. Before I click OK, I want to make a screen trip, which means that text will appear when you mouse over it, right? Hi there. So watch this. We go here. Now click anywhere else. I'm not going to click that button. I'm just going to mouse over it. Watch what happens. You see how hi there came up? Isn't that cool? Now let's click it. Boom. It goes here. Isn't that great? It's really neat. And so what I actually did was I took, I made the first row in each one of my tabs a lot taller, right? Let's say I made it 2. That's pretty high. And then what I did was after I perfected all my buttons, I selected all of them, right? And then I hit copy, and then I pasted them, and they're all there, right? And this stuff here I don't want to appear, so I'm just going to hit Shift while I click on all of them, hit Delete, okay? Oops. There we go, all gone, okay? And anywhere you click, see that? It's pretty neat. It's kind of cool, And what I did was whatever tab you were on, just to make it easier for you to remember where you are, I added a little reflection pool down there. And the way you do that is you right-click, as always. Remember, right-click when you're not sure what to do. Shape format. Go here, and then you go reflection, and you can make it really big or really small. Make it bigger than what I usually do right here. See, that's much bigger. That's how it's done. It's really, really cool. A lot of people mess around with Visual Basic, it can be a disaster because it crashes a lot, whatever. But I like doing this way. Now, say you want to create a ton of these buttons like I had. Okay, so we're going to start from scratch. Okay, we're going to go to Insert, Shape. Okay, let's say this one here, right? And then we want to make it look cool again with B level. We had that there. Okay, and then we want to name it, I don't know, button 1. Doesn't matter. Okay, so what you can do is you left click it, and then you can just hit Control, paste, 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 paste. And there's a bunch of them. Okay, too many. Let me make Control Z a few times. Okay, good. And then what I want to do is, let's say that I want to, you see how I have these spaced out beautifully at the top, right? So watch this. I actually don't spend much time trying to make it perfect because there's a special way to do that. Okay. Now I hit Shift, click, 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 take my finger off Shift. Now watch this. To align them all, right, so that they're flush on the bottom with each other, it finds the lowest button, which is this one, and it aligns it there. So if I go Align Bottom, see how they're all aligned there? Now, they're aligned the bottom, but you see how the space is different between all of them? And I kind of want the space to be, even in all of them. They're all selected. I go here to align, and I say I want you to distribute them all horizontally. There they are, perfectly flush with each other. It's wild. It's wild. And if you highlight all of them, you can obviously resize them all at the same time, that sort of thing. So that's my my little Excel button hyperlink hack. And if you use the methodologies I'm showing you, these cool little tricks, it can make you look awesome in front of your boss or your client or your potential boss when you're creating models, because most people in finance don't use fun to use simple tricks like this.